South Korea and North Korea stayed as two separate countries after the end of World War II to present days. The strip of land that divides the Korean peninsula into two is the Korea Demilitarized Zone, or the DMZ. They are divided by only a strip of land, and yet the conditions they are in are completely opposites. South Korea is considered one of the most advanced and developed society, whereas North Korea is a very dark and secretive place. While South Koreans are living off of technology every day, North Koreans have their basic human rights violated with very limited freedom. In North Korea, if any criticism of the government or the leadership is reported, it is enough to make you and your family disappear from the society and end up in a political prison camp.
North Korea is an unimaginable country. There is only one channel on TV. There is no internet. We aren't free to sing, say, wear, or think what we want.
There is no free media inside the country. The only opinions allowed to be voiced inside the country is the dictators. On the other hand, the South Korean Constitution guarantees freedom of speech, petition, and assembly for its citizens. However, behaviors or speeches in favor of the North Korean government, communism, or Japan can be punished by the national security law. Under the control of dictator Kim Jong-un, it is illegal for North Koreans to leave their country without the regime's permission, and the regime attempts to restrict the people's movement even within their own country. The regime has also forcibly relocated hundreds of thousands of North Koreans to less favorable parts of the country as a form of punishment and political persecution. In North Korea, there are 5 political prison camps that holds about 80,000 to 120,000 people. Some of them are size of cities that existed 5 times as long as the Nazi concentration camps, and twice as long as the Soviet gulags. People imprisoned in these camps were not guilty of any crimes, but were related to someone who supposedly committed a political crime. Forced labor, brutal beatings, and death are commonplace in these camps. The regime denies the existence of these camps, but multiple survivors' testimonies have been corroborated by former guards as well as satellite images.
더 이 사람에 대해서 인권을 어떻게 하게 하면 더 인권에 대해 탄압해서 이 사람들이 죽을 때까지 그저 완전히 사람은 죽이기 위한 죽이지 못해서 벌어먹는 수단이니까 이 사람이 있는 데는 최대한의 고통을 주는 게 이 안의 임무예요.
Within North Korea, all media and publications are state-controlled. Any unauthorized access to non-state radio or TV broadcasts are punished. Internet and phone calls are very limited within the country and are heavily censored. The government has invested massive resources in trying to maintain an information blockade and to keep its monopoly as the only source of information and ideas to North Korean people. It is illegal to own a tunable radio in North Korea. There is no access to internet. North Korean landlines and mobile phones cannot make international calls.
North Korea is the only country in the world that executes people for making unauthorized international phone calls. When I was 9 years old, I saw my friend's mother publicly executed. Her crime, watching a Hollywood movie. Expressing doubt about the greatness of the regime can get 3 generations of a family imprisoned or executed.
In conclusion, from living in such a horrifying society with no human rights and no freedom given, North Koreans are desperately seeking and dying for freedom, because no humans should be living under the fear of getting executed every day.